welcome you to our podcast. And we want to talk about today our topic, which is it's a tough topic, ladies and gentlemen, tough topic conflict resolution strategies. Conflict.
How do you resolve conflict, especially being in a marriage?
Absolutely.
The woman is always right.
I don't know about that. We ain't gonna agree. We're gonna agree to disagree on that one.
I didn't know you was gonna say that.
Yeah, I know. And for those that just joined in, welcome to the podcast again. I am Charles Elder, and this is my lovely wife, Lakeisha Elder, and she said that the woman is always right, and we are talking about conflict, and she already started us off in a bad space.
I couldn't help myself.
So, the importance of conflict resolution. So, what do you think it is? What do you think? One of the things.
Well, conflict is basically a natural part of life.
True.
Yeah, and so how we handle it shapes our relationships. It shapes our work. Mm-hmm. It shapes everything that we do, and it shapes the environments that we're in and how we interact with people.
Absolutely. So,
do you agree?
Yeah. Conflict is it's how we handle things at work.
Yes,
Things in our families.
Families is the biggest thing.
Yeah. And conflict in families can really do and be detrimental to relationships and marriages.
It can be damaging for real.
So, because you have to deal with different opinions, different values.
Yes.
Different priorities.
Yes.
Expectations.
All the time.
Expectations.
Mm-hmm.
They can lead you to growth hurt. Meaning, as you grow and you continue to be hurt, conflict can grow and grow. And then you have that big ball. You start off small, and then it's massive. And then you got to pick the pieces away,
That's huge.
And depending how you handle it, it can never go away. It could continue to grow, or it can go down and then grow right back up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think knowing that it leads to unresolved conflicts. What do you think?
It does, because when things are unresolved, it impacts our mental, right? And our emotional health. I was just studying the other day on just vengeance. And so when conflict is not resolved the right way, or maybe expediently, then it can lead to someone harboring, hurt feelings to where it then becomes vengeance.
Is that why you've been watching them channels? Crazy spouses and all that.
Snapped, you mean?
Yeah, that's it.
Get your life together.
I roll over and I see snap at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Let's just say
my glasses start.
I've been watching the Golden Girls.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Keisha, I think my wife. I think you are totally right on that. And it affects you not just when it's not resolved. Like you said, I think it affects you, or I'm gonna say it this way: like when I'm upset, it affects me
internally.
Physically. Yeah, internally. Physically,
it does.
It really takes a toll on your body, mentally and physically, when you don't resolve conflict, because you go to bed with it on your mind, you wake up with it on your mind, and then you just throw your body out of its cycle.
And that's unhealthy.
Very unhealthy.
So why do disagreements happen? Because there's all kinds of reasons why disagreements happen.
Right.
You have your own perspective. I have my own perspective.
Whose perspective is right?
Well, I'm usually right. People approach situations based on their unique backgrounds and beliefs.
Okay.
And that, we've been married for 27 years. So our background, we measured our background, but our beliefs are pretty much the same.
Yeah. I agree with that. Our perspectives may be different sometimes.
True.
But we always talk about it, and we try to work our perspectives out so we can I can understand what you're saying, and you can understand what I'm saying.
Do you understand
the words
that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, that's one of the quotes we always say when we, it gets too a little
I need you to hear me.
intensified.
I need you to hear me, man. Hear me, man. But it's also so different perspectives. If we don't come to a middle ground, having different perspectives is okay when you're arguing. But the thing is that you have to make sure that you respect the other person's perspective.
Yeah. So that leads to understanding what they're saying. So that leads to communication. So if the perspective is off, that means there's miscommunication. Yeah. And not saying what you mean leads to tension. So you could pacify a situation and beat around the mulberry bush and not just say what you need to say. And that will intensify, because that's miscommunication. Say what you have to say.
Say what you got to say.
Say it. With respect.
With respect, because
attitude of two. Remember, attitude of two. You got to keep that in check.
There is a way to say things respectfully.
Absolutely. Honey, I did not want grits with my eggs, and I appreciate that, but you could have put some butter and sugar in my grits.
So no one grits.
See, it's a perspective thing.
This has been our thing since the beginning of this relationship. I grew up that on my grits you put butter, salt, and pepper.
I grew up, put a little bit of butter
and milk,
sugar, and some milk, and you're good. That's cream of wheats, baby, 100%. You done took.
But just get cream of wheat. Don't sweeten up the grits just to make it.
That's true. That's true.
If that's how you, but I also, in reading in the background of your culture, and that's what Jennifer said. Jennifer said, so true. Don't go to bed upset from disagreements. You are absolutely right, Jennifer, because that is a huge thing. Sometimes couples will say when they first get married, hey, you know what? We're not going to go to bed angry. But when I tell you, there are times when couples definitely go to bed early. Let me adjust right here just a little bit. No, couples go to bed early, but you should never go to bed early because listen, the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath.
That's right.
You never know what could happen. And someone may and someone may not wake up. So definitely don't want to do that. But your grits and the sugar. What I found out looking into my husband's culture, because he is part Russian, is that's one of the things that is normal in that culture is sugar on their grits or sugar on their rice. Because you put sugar on your rice too.
Basically, that's not really just a Russian culture. And I think
you don't think?
I thank you for that. But being part Italian, being part Russian is a big thing. But one key thing is, I want to go back to just the emotional triggers. Thinking about the emotional triggers of different perspectives and miscommunication. Again, we go back to thinking that strong emotions, if you have strong emotions of past experiences of a situation, it can intensify.
They can, because if I feel strongly about what my perspective is, if you feel strongly, then it could clash. And that is the thing that you don't want, because when things clash, and it makes it seem like you're not absolutely trying to hear the other person. And again, we talked about that, emotional intelligence, that I've got to make sure that I'm able to hear you, even though I may not like or agree with what you're saying. I still have to put myself in your shoes and kind of look at it from your perspective.
So that goes back to agreeing to disagree. We always try to come to that in our home, to agree to disagree. And that goes to arguing that can be healthy if it's done. Arguing, I'm not going to even say arguing because I don't even like that. I really don't like that word, argue. I think discussing. It could be an intensive discussion. It could be crucial discussions. I don't like the word arguing because arguing means anger somewhere in there. There's some anger in that conversation, and I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that that's healthy. At least that's not what I try to do.
It's not healthy, and not at all. It's not healthy. We do not want anyone being angry, and but people do. So that's part of life. That's the part of relationships. That's part of, like, when we're upset about something or something that's happened, anger is definitely going to come up. That's just real.
Right. That's one of the emotions.
One of the emotions, people are going to be angry. I'm going to be angry. And sometimes people may lash out of anger.
Right.
And then have to go back and say, you know what? I could have handled that a better way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I handled that wrong.
Mm-hmm. So when you agree to disagree, the main goal should be to not win the disagreement, but to understand what the other person is trying to say.
And grow as a team.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to grow as a team. Absolutely.
You should always learn something and grow from any conversations that you have, because there's knowledge that can intensify your relationship to a higher point, to a better point.
Exactly.
Right? What do you think?
Yes, a better point. I definitely agree. Because that is what healthy, well, you don't like the word arguing, so we're going to say healthy communications of differences.
I don't like to argue. She knows that. I don't like to argue. I'm not going to argue with her.
Whatever you say, whatever you want.
I'm done. I'll sit there. She'll be going on just, okay. This is how I look. Mm-hmm. Unless she says something that I really need, and then I'll say, okay, well, let's talk about this. Let's sit down and let's have a good conversation. Or we'll go to the room and have a conversation, because I don't like having conversations out in the open, especially when it's something with intense moments that may occur. An intense moment does not mean yelling. It just means we're in an eye-to-eye conversation.
We have some great conversations, though. There are times when we have to have some serious conversations, but I think they are healthy to the point where it helps us to grow and to grow closer together. Why are you looking at me like, what is happening? I don't understand what's happening.
So we want to just talk we really want to just talk a little bit now about some techniques. Some techniques that'll help you. So
active listening. Show you are paying attention. When there is a conflict, or if there is, some conflict that you're trying to resolve, make sure that you are portraying active listening. Show you're paying attention. Eye contact. I need to see you, because sometimes when there are conversations, making sure that the eye contact is there is crucial, right? Because, and then repeat what you've heard. Eye contact. And you got to make sure that you repeat what you heard, because sometimes people can respond of what they thought they heard. They really didn't.
Right. And that goes back to your exercise that we gave you last week. Everybody remember? No. Everybody remember the exercise? To sit with your significant other, let them talk for 2 minutes and don't say nothing. And then you do it. And then they don't say nothing. 2 minutes. That's active listening. That doing that will help you to enhance your active listening. Now, if you interrupt, you got to start over. But that will help you enhance your active listening. Okay. So another one is respectful communication. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say avoid insults, avoid attacks, and definitely do not bring up the past of something that might be hurtful or harmful to the other person.
That is true. Definitely avoid insults.
Yes.
Like when somebody brings up and talks about cockeyed Willie.
We'll leave that alone. That's somebody that we knew, but they have long gone to glory. So we'll leave that alone.
Listen, family, y'all know I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. We gonna have a private moment. Listen,
no,
we gonna have. I'm gonna tell y'all about how he do me.
Mm-hmm. All right, and staying calm. Take deep breaths. Woosah.
So sometimes that is, you're right, staying calm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the most important thing, because when emotions are high and you just want to get out what you got to say and you don't care about, it's like, let me get this out. I'm about to shut you down like full flats. And then it's like, and that's when the spirit steps in, because there have been times where I just be wanting to lay somebody out and be like, you know what? I'm about to shut them down like full flats. I know exactly what to say. I know how I'm going to say it. And then as you playing it in your mind, and then the spirit says, we ain't about to do that. And I'm thinking,
take that deep breath.
Take that deep, and it helps, because I'm trying to tell you, it will save your life. It will save your job.
And then woosah, let it out. Come on now, yeah.
Let it out. Take it home and share it with your spouse and let it out. Or if it's against your spouse, listen, pray. That's all I can tell you. You better pray.
No, but seriously, staying calm and being able to respond in a positive manner. That's a key thing. Even though you're angry or you're upset, you can always respond in a positive manner. Or just don't respond. Sometimes keeping your mouth quiet and your thoughts in your head until a later time when you calm down is better than saying something slick, as we say back in the day. Don't say something slick.
Okay. So
that can get you caught up.
But it seemed like you there was some tension behind those statements.
No tension. I'm just saying sometimes in relationships.
Okay.
In relationship. Now, if I say something,
I don't know. There was a whole lot of tension behind what you were saying. That's all I'm saying. You was like, you was putting some stank on it. I'm thinking, okay, whatever. Okay, we're gonna let you stay calm. Listen.
No, listen. No.
Stay calm. Stay calm. That's all.
Stay calm. Before you respond, take that deep breath. Think about what you're going to say, and sometimes it's best that you don't say nothing. If what you're going to say is going, here's one thing: if what you're going to say is going to hurt the other person, don't say nothing.
Absolutely.
Don't say nothing.
Keep your mouth shut.
Zip it up. Throw the keyboard. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. So
everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. That comes from James 1:19.
That's profound right there.
Profound.
Within itself. That's exactly what we're just talking about.
Quick to listen and slow to speak.
So we have
we're going to have some communication tools.
Let's think about that. Communication tools. What's a good communication tool?
I statements. To express feelings without blame. I statements. I feel that there was some tension behind your last statement.
I understand what you feel, that there was some tension behind my last statement. But why did you feel that way? Because I've never given you a reason to feel that way.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Again, I statements. I statements allow you to take responsibility. Take responsibility.
For sure.
That is allowing you to take responsibility for your response. Take responsibility for your emotional outburst if you have one. I'm not feeling this, or I don't want to do this, or I can't understand you. Those are direct statements, but they're not open-ended questions. So I really would like for you to explain to me why you feel.
I just felt some tension.
See?
Just felt it just
Closed in statement,
it just
not open.
felt it just felt like I just felt some tension behind it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was no tension intended, and I love you.
I know you do. I love you too. Explain your emotions
Ooh, you see how
clearly.
she responded, y'all? Oh, hey, are you on here? See how that response was?
I love you too. Explain your emotions clearly. Ask open-ended questions, like you said.
Oh.
Invite conversation. And conversation is always good. Listen, there is no one that I would love to conversate more with than my husband. Listen, I'd be waiting for him to get off of work, be like, hey. So sometimes I give him time because, I believe that every person needs that downtime when they come home from work.
Yeah.
But I just like being around him, just talking. We have some great conversations though.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we do. We do. I know we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, give another example.
I'm saying you never listen to me. You never listen. That's one of the things that we talked about earlier in one of our other episodes when you said that we were talking, and I think we were talking about communication. You said that your opinions, or you didn't feel heard, or you almost like your opinion didn't matter.
So instead of saying that, you could say, I feel that I am being unheard when I'm being interrupted, when I'm trying to explain something to you.
Agreed.
What do you think?
I hear you. You hear.
She hears me, y'all.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Listen.
All right.
One of the things that is important is to pause when my rise. Because sometimes, especially, I'm going to talk about me. When my emotions rise, my tone goes up an octave. So we talked about temperament, right? Temperament is, we've got to watch our temperament because sometimes when our tone goes up an octave, or that's showing that our emotions rise. And sometimes we just got to take a step back and be like, you know what, let's talk about this at another time when my emotions are a little bit more calm. Because you always want to come to the table with a calm manner.
Don't want to come with a toot and a tone.
A toot and a tone. And step away. Yeah. If you need to cool off, just step away.
Absolutely.
Return when you can discuss calmly.
Well, again, going back to that real quick. If you need to step away, especially from men, sometimes we may need to just get in the car and go for a ride. Don't mean we're not coming home. We just may need to go for a ride. We may need to go for a walk. We may need to go punch the punching bag. We need to
punch bag.
Yeah, we may need to go wash a car or cut the grass. We may just need time alone to process the conversation.
That's true.
And and women do the too. They need to go do some things and hang out and leave a credit card at home so they don't go buy nothing. But
what? Never leave the credit card at home.
Yeah, man. When you're mad, man, you go out and spend money. I don't know what it is with women.
You can't leave the credit card at home.
Well, I'll say this: you used to do that.
What, spend?
Yeah, when you were mad. True or not true?
I'm trying to think of when the last time I did that. I think I used to do that.
You used to do that?
I don't do it now.
I used to just get in the car and roll out. I come back about an hour later.
You like to ride. You like to just drive and calm
myself down. Country ride. Give me a country ride and I'll ride all day and night. However, we still have to have that conversation sooner or later. But it's best to be calm. Calm when you have that conversation. It's best to be respectful. And it's best and always to take that deep breath.
Take a deep breath and find common ground. That's like a practical tip. Find some common ground. Because one of the things you want to do is you want to look at your shared goals and your values that unite you, not separate you.
Yes.
So when you can find that common ground, that's a whole lot better.
I agree. Compromise. Be willing to compromise. Be flexible. Be flexible and willing to meet halfway. You have to meet halfway. No matter
Yes.
what your conversation is, you have to meet halfway. At least I think we do in ours. We try
do.
to.
We do, because everything's not always your way and everything's not always my way.
And we find
And it
what's
can't be.
right. But we find what's best for our marriage and what's best for the family.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not only that, when there's a lot of conflict and there's a lot of when you're having more conversations on conflict in your marriage, somewhere in there that shows that you don't trust the other person.
Mhm.
And I trust you. I trust you to lead our family.
Right.
Thanks, Aaron. He's watching us on YouTube.
Oh.
Hi, brother-in-law.
Hey, Aaron. And set boundaries. The key thing, hey, bro.
He said, one thing to avoid in conflict communication is using words that imply you're a total failure. Words like you always or you never will do you guys. What do you guys think? We absolutely agree.
I agree 110% right there. 110%.
Yes, indeed.
And that goes back to you always say this, or you never do this, you never keep this, you always want to do this. Absolutely. That will tear down someone's emotional spirit in a heartbeat, because then you make them feel like they're failures, like you said, Aaron.
Yes.
You make them feel that they are not contributing to the marriage, that they are burdening the marriage. And I agree with you 100%.
You're right. Sorry about that. And to the relationship, because no one's a total failure. Listen, God placed us on this earth, and when He created man, listen, everything that He created, He said is good and very good. So listen.
Absolutely.
And no one's a total failure. Like, we don't have, and this is just me. I feel like we don't have the right to tear someone's spirit down.
That's right.
Because God has value in all of us, and He put us on this earth for a reason. So just because we may not agree or we may disagree doesn't mean that I'm a failure. Now, I may do things that fail your perspective or fail your expectations.
Yeah, that word.
You know, I may do something that may fail his expectations, but that doesn't mean that I'm a failure, and vice versa.
Absolutely. So you want to, one key thing too,
Rhonda,
is you want to set boundaries. You definitely got to set those boundaries. Know when to take breaks again.
Absolutely.
And respect each other's limits during that break. You know, it goes back to that respect factor of giving someone time to cool off, to woo-saw, and then come back to the conversation. Okay. So
setting boundaries is good. You know, praying together. Sometimes praying together before or after a tough conversation is also important, because if we know that we're going to have a tough conversation, or there are some things that we've got to just talk through and our perspectives are completely different, then we'll have those sit down moments. You know, my husband will say, hey, you know what, let's go for a ride, or, you know, let's go in our room behind closed doors, and then we hash it out. Hey, this is what I think. And this is what, you know, we talk about what each other think. And it's important that praying brings peace and unity. So when you can pray before and when you can pray after the conversation, that continues to make sure that we are connected, and it brings unity.
And praying before you have a discussion opens up this discussion with God there. And praying after at the end closes it. So then it's sealed. You know, it is. It's work. Then we have to trust in God to help work through that situation, depending what it is and how. And it's not even depending what it is. It's knowing that God is God. He's going to help make a resolution into that.
That's true. And again, you know, even when you're praying, and back to my brother-in-law's comment, you know, God said that we're fearfully and wonderfully made.
Each individual.
Everything that God spoke over us as humans in the Bible, He spoke positivity. And so if God says we're fearfully and wonderfully made, then I believe His report.
Amen. Amen.
So if your brother or sister sin, go and point out their fault just between the two of you. So you can go out and point, and this is found in Matthew 18 and 15. If your brother or sister saying, you can go and point, hey, listen, I saw what you did, or, I didn't like what you said, and point out their fault, and then have a conversation about it. Because sometimes conflict is not always relationship with married couples. It's relationship with those that we love, or people in our community, or people in our church.
People at work. Again, but here's some key things too. I think whenever you go, if you're going to point something out to somebody other than your wife. So if I come to you and I say, I saw this and I think we should have a conversation. If you're doing that to a friend, now here's a key thing. People got to understand this. A friend is not going to automatically get offended and attack you if you correct them on something. Absolutely. People become so thin-skinned when they're getting corrected about something. I would rather somebody correct me if I'm wrong, so I don't repeat the same mistake.
Absolutely.
Because if you repeat the same mistake, you lead yourself down a rabbit hole to where you're not trusted no more, or you are being talked about behind your back, or it could be people don't want to be around you. But the key thing is be honest when someone gives you feedback and accept it as positive feedback. Now, if somebody comes up to you and starts cussing you out, that's something different. But if somebody comes to you and says, hey, I think I saw you do this, or I think this is going on. Hey, can we have a conversation? I just don't want you to get onto the wrong track.
Absolutely.
So again, not everybody is going to be receptive of that. So you have to use discernment on when you do that. Even in our marriage, we have to have discernment. When can I come to her and say, hey, I think we need to have this conversation. Sometimes I know right then and there we can, or if I know she's a little upset, I'll say, all right, let me step back. Let me give her some time. Then let her wait. Let her go woosah a little bit. And then I'll hit her up later in the evening and be like, look, we need to sit. We got a conversation couch, and we need to sit on the couch. It's not therapeutic, but it's conversation. So,
it ain't all that comfortable either.
I know it's not.
Leave that
because you want to talk and get up off that rascal. You want to talk quick.
Okay, this is over. But yes, and that is so important. You have talked about just the importance of making sure that you can accept criticism. Some people can't accept criticism, and some people think that criticism, they can't recover. I've talked to a lot of people, and people have talked to me and, have criticized. And listen, the only way that we grow as a people, the only way that our character and we check the pulse on our character and all of that is that we are able to accept criticism. All criticism is not bad. Criticism helps you grow as a person. It helps your character grow, and it helps you grow into a more mature integrity.
I agree.
So when to seek professional help, because we always want to say, we're not the end all to be all, but we also want to make sure that you understand that there are times where you're going to have to seek professional help. So when do people seek professional help?
So it goes back to what we were talking about before about in our relationships, that when the conflict or the conversation, if it's a conflict, if it's a continual daily conflict that's not being resolved, that's when you should start seeking help. That's one reason why you should start seeking help.
True.
So that way it doesn't keep escalating. Again, back to my snowball effect. You don't want it to keep going until it's so massive that there's no recovery. Or at least let me say this, that they feel a person or married couple or a person feels that there's no recovery within that conflict.
True, because, back to the statements, you always or you never, those are detrimental words. And when you can't get beyond the detrimental words, the words that hurt, the words that to say that will hurt, then it's time to seek professional.
Mhm. Another one is when communication, here's a key word again, communication, you'll hear us say it a lot. Communication is broken. If there's no communication, if you can't even speak to each other
Wow,
when you come in the house, that's broken communication.
it is.
Verbally and physically. That's broken communication. And so, you know, that's when you definitely want to try to seek professional help, outside help, to get that third or fourth or fifth opinion, someone to help you. And always keep God in it. But when we get in our, I as a human being get in my emotions, sometimes I'm, I'll be like, I don't want to do it. I'm not doing nothing with nobody. I ain't even gonna pray tonight. I'm just so mad. But then when I calm down again, God forgive me. I'm sorry. I get myself together.
I think our emotions can get us in trouble sometimes. When we talked about that, and I'm when we don't understand, when we can't control ourselves, self-control. I think that's a big one. When we can't control your emotions, and you have a lot of time to do that, but when you can't control it, and you always feel like you got to lash out or you got to do without doing a self-reflect. They call it. Some people call it self-reflection. I call it. You got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Ooh, that was a rap song back in the day. Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, girl, I know that's right. Das Effects.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, man.
Oops.
Let me turn my knee. I keep hitting.
And so that's very, very important. That's very important because if you can't check your own self and put a pause, do a pulse check, when you check your vein, when you can't do a pulse check on yourself and you're always lashing out and you're always got something that could hurt. That could hurt.
And I just out to the crowd. I just want to throw this out to the crowd and just see if I can get some responses. What do you think is the most, let me say it this way, when emotional attitudes occur, out of these three, which one do you think is the most damaging? Resentment, anger, or distress? What say thee in the crowd? What would you say? Which one would you say out of those three?
Resentment. What is because your question was which one of those three are most damaging, right?
Damaging to a relationship or to life.
I think resentment because resentment grows.
Absolutely.
And it's harder to get over resentment. And like I said before, sometimes when you resent a person or resent what they say, you hang on to that. And then it becomes vengeful. I just think it hurts.
Somebody responded right there.
Repeat, Rhonda.
And repeat it for her, Keish.
And I think it's resentment. Resentment is huge when it could be a huge stumbling block in any marriage. I don't want to go around resenting my husband. And that's even in a relationship. I don't want to go around resenting anybody because when you resent something or somebody, you harbor that resentment. It's like it's so hard to let go of. Listen, some people can be mad and be mad forever, and are they really mad? Because they can let go of the anger, but they're resentful.
So Rhonda, what I said was out of these three, resentment, anger, and distress, which out of those three is more damaging to a relationship?
Yes.
And I just was asking if people would respond to that, just so we could see what everybody was thinking. And my wife and I both agree resentment. Because resentment is it can start into that snowball effect.
It really can. And so Violet Ford said, resentment because you may reflect your feelings that are clouded.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Thank you, Violet. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And your feelings are clouded because you can't get over the fact that you're angry about something or things that your perspective wasn't heard and all of that. And the communication goes all wrong. And so we don't want to hang on to that. Resentment is dangerous. We may need to do a teaching on that.
Mm-hmm. So,
Agreed with Keisha. Thank you, Rhonda.
so value counseling. Value counseling. If you do go to counseling, value it. Don't just go to counseling and sit there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go there with your heart open and your mind open. If you really want to try to resolve. Now you may go in there with your sourpuss look on, sitting there. So I'm talking to the men. I ain't talking to women. Sitting there with your arms crossed, or sitting there with your arms to the side, and in your mind you think, I ain't listening to nothing. Go in there with an open heart and an open mind. If you really love your wife, if you want the relationship to be restored, go in there to counseling with that anticipation to understand what's going on, to listen to someone else, because it helped us. We went to counseling. It helped us. It did. It helped us.
Yes. And so our brother-in-law, well, my brother-in-law, Aaron Santini, says that the root of bitterness, resentment, destroys in the long term, and anger destroys in the short term. I tell you,
that's from a wise man.
That's from pulling in some nuggets for us.
My brother,
words
Aaron.
to live by. Words to live. When I tell you, words to live by. Long term versus short term. Anger, like I said, you can get over it being angry, but when you are resentful, oh my gosh, it just lingers. And so my mother says, yes, resentment, because let me read it from this perspective. Let me read it there. Because that you can cause bitterness, and bitterness can cause hatred, and the list goes on and on. So when you feel yourself being resentful, go to God immediately to have him to guide, direct, and heal. And he will give you, and it'll
help you to forgive.
Help you to forgive.
That key word, forgive.
Ooh, yes. And forgiveness is especially,
we talked about that.
Even with if it's communication, even with its conflict resolution, forgiveness has to be there. One, you have to forgive that person, and then you have to forgive yourself, because sometimes we can be out of order, we can be out of pocket, we can be out, more importantly, we can be out of the will of God.
And also, I don't want to tarry long on it, but forgiveness is not for the other person, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for you, because you can go to somebody and ask them to forgive you, but they could still be hurt, mad, and angry, and at that resentful state, and say, okay, yeah, thank you, and walk away. But they're really not forgiving you, or they're not accepting your forgiveness. But as long as you clear it from your heart and your mind and ask for forgiveness, if it's that bad, you definitely need to be in counseling.
That's true. And the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. So when, Aaron's talking about that long term, destroys long term, what is destroying is you. Absolutely. It destroys you. When you holding and harboring resentment for a long term, it's eating away at you it's destroying you.
Absolutely. And remove stigma. Seeking help is a sign of wisdom and strength.
Yes. A lot of people say, oh, well, certain cultures, we don't do, professional help.
Not certain cultures, that's just certain people.
Certain people.
That ain't got nothing to do with culture. That's just people. A lot of men with pride will do that. I'm going to just say that. A lot of men with pride will do that. I don't need no help. I ain't get no help. They can't tell me what to do. No, that's prideful. And that's the downfall.
Yeah.
If you can't accept help or wise counsel, you have to seek wise counsel.
That's true. Again, the quicker you can get over the conflict. That's why it's called conflict resolution. The quicker you can get over, and we're not saying get over it quick. All we're saying is find a healthy way to deal with it. And so there's a thing that I always say, well, I'm not always say it, but I always think like the best part of me needs the best part of you. And so that means like regulating, your own emotions and being self-aware. Because sometimes we're not self-aware. We're not self-aware of how we hurt people or how we come off on people. There have been times where I haven't been aware of it, and it had to be brought to my attention. You talk about criticism, and but it helped me to see where I was and where I needed to grow. And it's like, okay, you know what? Listen, I do that. And so when you look at that and go back to and say, okay, let me go to this in prayer. God, show me, because this has been brought to my attention. And at the end of the day, I want to make sure that I am still one with you, because I am accountable, one, to you, God, first, and then I'm accountable to my husband and to our family. And so it encompasses, when you talk about that, owning our own emotions and managing our own emotions, that's important.
Absolutely. And I think unless you are mentally and spiritually at 100%, those emotions can go away.
They can.
So, you have AI, artificial intelligence, but then you got EI, emotional intelligence.
What is emotional intelligence?
Is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's own emotions.
That's
you have to manage your emotions.
She
can't manage mine. She can't manage my emotions. I can't manage her emotions. So, well, sometimes it encompasses certain skills.
It does.
You got to have certain skills to do that. And one key skill.
That's true.
One key skill that I always tell my wife is we always have to have humility. I tell her that all the time. If you have humility in your heart, you can overcome mostly any emotion. And empathy, being understanding, to have empathy for other people. You don't I used to tell her, I apologize. I had quit saying I was sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize is more heart feeling to me. I say for me, than saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry, kind of just blowing it off. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going down. I'm going to take a ride.
You going to take a ride?
I'm going to take a ride. But if I say, look, Keisha, I really apologize for the way I acted or the way I said something or something like that. That goes a long way. So I think that is one way to keep your emotions in check. EI, emotional intelligence.
AI, EI. We probably need to talk about that more too, because artificial intelligence is what is a think tank. It thinks for us. But emotional intelligence, we have to think for ourselves. We have to reason for ourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it builds relationships.
It does.
It builds relationships. It makes relationships stronger. It makes your relationship stronger when you have your emotions in check and you can honestly manage how you respond and act in public, in your home, at your church, when you're at work.
So when we talk about a few takeaways for conflict resolution, so with grace and, because you want to talk about conflict resolution with grace and with wisdom. So handle disagreements by listening, communicating, and seeking understanding. Choose peace and compassion. Don't just choose peace. Don't just choose compassion. Choose peace and compassion. One of the things the Word of God says, above all, be at peace. With all men. So,
and then you got you got Proverbs 15:1. A gentle answer turns away wrath. Turns it away.
Yes.
But a harsh word stirs up that anger.
It stirs up anger. And anger, again, sometimes when anger stirred up, we'll get mad. Listen, mad as a hot chili pepper.
Ooh, not a chili pepper.
And is anger can be dangerous. That's why we need that peace and compassion, because
Mhm.
anger can be dangerous as well.
Road rage. You see it. I see it every morning going to work.
Road rage.
Road rage. You know,
Yes.
that anger. Someone's mad at another person on the road. Don't even know that person.
Mm-mm.
And chasing them down, going to run them off the road. What kind of common sense is it? Anyways.
And cause more
Hurt to other people around you.
Cause more hurt. And not only that, it's just like a snap judgment.
Absolutely.
Like that road rage just jumps so quick, you know. And it's like, oh my gosh, oh no, they didn't. Then next thing you know, you're doing 85, 90 in a 55. And it's like, really? Was it that serious? Just at the end of the day, just make it home safely.
Absolutely. In the morning when I go to work, I tell my wife all the time when I come home, I say, I'm going the back way home. That's the country way, country road. It takes me an extra 45 minutes probably. But honestly, it takes about an extra 15 minutes. But at 5:30 in the morning, I'm going to work. And the speed limit is 65. And I'm doing probably between 70 and 75. I'm not going to lie, between 70 and 75 sometimes, just to stay with traffic.
Oh.
And there's people that still fly by me and flash their lights because they want me to move because I'm moving too slow for them. It's crazy.
Like old grandpa.
That's anger. That anger is such a demonic entity that can just take over and change a person instantly. So we want to keep growing in conflict resolution. Keep growing in conflict.
Can people grow in conflict resolution?
Mm-hmm.
They can, because you don't think about it like, do I have to grow in conflict? Yes, we have to listen. Every single day we should be growing to be better than our current selves. Every single day we should be growing to be better than our current selves. So commit to practicing these strategies daily and encourage others to do the same.
Absolutely.
Encourage other people to do the same. Listen.
We gave you some tools. We gave you some tools today.
Yep.
Practice them. Put them in practice.
Healthy resolutions bring stronger, more loving relationships.
It does. It does.
And that's whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your family or your coworkers.
And so, again, today's topic is very important, and it allows us to understand conflict. So we gave you some tools in your toolbox and some strategies. I don't have homework for anybody this week. No, I don't got no homework for nobody this week. But yeah, I do actually. When you get into that one moment of heated conversation, because you're going to be tried one day. And some of y'all might be tried tonight. Take that deep breath. Remember, take that deep breath. Woosah. Always put yourself in the I, but always use open questions when resolving the situation. And always remember to listen before you respond.
Absolutely.
And if you have to repeat it back to the person.
Yep.
But do it out of love and not out of anger.
Absolutely.
And so at the end, we are about to close, but I wanted to reach out and on behalf of me and my wife, we wanted to say thank you to everybody that has come on YouTube and allowed us to go live, because they got some strict rules, but but we made the cut. I think we made the cut, right?
Well, that was on Facebook. So
Facebook.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
So,
YouTube. I'm sorry. Don't be mad.
Facebook has criteria, so and so we met one criteria, but we needed you to meet the other one.
Absolutely.
So when I tell you guys did not disappoint, and
not at all.
It has been such a pleasure. It's been such an honor, and we can't thank you enough. We are so grateful that you believe in us enough to even watch us, because I tell you, we be having some rare moments of love and some shenanigans and tomfoolery going on around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Woo. Well, I personally wanted to just thank everybody again. Yes. And I appreciate everybody that got on tonight. We love you. Have a blessed night.
And let us know what you want to talk about. Send some topics our way so that we can talk about them. We're going to open it up.
Yeah, we
Send
will
some
definitely
topics.
do
What do you
it.
want to talk about? What do you want to hear about?
And once we get masters of this whole thing, we'll even bring you in on live. Bring you
Yes.
in live.
Bring you on
Let-
stage with
Yeah,
us.
be on stage with us. Even if you're all the way in Colorado.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Talking to my brother Aaron. Yeah. So listen, we love you. We thank you for sharing with us
Yes.
and being here with us tonight. And thank you for making it possible to be live on the Yahoo. Is it the Yahoo?
On the face.
On the Facebook. See, I'm not even on there. Got mixed up through this. So
Facebook.
all right. Goodbye, everybody. We love you and take care.